Welcome to Best Year Ever, a movie podcast where each week, one movie at a time, we'll attempt to answer this very important question: was 1999 the best year ever for movies? I am your host, Jesus Gonzalez, and with me is my co-host, the fabulous, the fantastic, the phenomenal, I tried to say F words, the fucking awesome, Casey Glynn. Hi, Casey. We're in 1999.
My God, the year
What do you
I
think?
was born.
Oh, that fucking sucks. Boo! Our guest is making a mental math right now. That's right. A little bit. Shut up. You can't talk yet. So we have a guest. We're very excited because New Year. And with us is the podcaster, the editor, the investigator of spooky shit. The new guest has joined Aristotle.
Hello. Happy to be here. So excited.
Yay. I was trying to figure out how to put in the things that I know you from. Because I think, first of all, spooky shit, I feel like it's a deep cut.
Yes, I appreciate it. It like that too kind of like had to ring a bell in me like, oh my God, that's right. Yes. Thank you.
So I know Aristotle from a couple of podcasters. So we have to be in our best behavior. Not really.
No.
Last time I think you and I talked, Aristotle, was in Nuclear Has Joined, when I told the story of how I broke my dog's leg. And I don't know if you know this story, Casey.
Know the story. Oh my God.
Is that a story that you want to retell? Because I actually don't remember. I remember us talking, but I don't remember the story. It feels so long ago. It might as well have been 1999.
It was the beginning of the pandemic. So yes, it was a long fucking time ago. I don't know if I told this story on the podcast.
I think you might have, but you probably cut it out. Yeah.
But yeah, this is the last time we talked.
I'm happy I'm here now and we can talk again.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and we can talk about this movie that I forced Casey to watch. Casey, what movie are we watching?
No.
Yes, say it in Spanish. Say it.
Nope. I'm not doing it. I'm not embarrassing myself in that way. I haven't drank that much.
Aristotle, what movie are we watching?
There's a lot to discuss in this movie, but Sexo, Pudor y Lágrimas? Is that how you say it? Okay.
Yes, perfect.
Or Sex, Shame, and Tears.
Which I don't like shame as the translation for pudor.
Okay, that's a fair argument. I do think these people should absolutely feel some shame, regardless.
Yes, but pudor is more like modesty.
Oh,
like it's more like being like celibate and that kind of stuff. And there's a little bit of that in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not shame, really.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, I have a question. Aristotle, how did you watch this movie?
Also wanted to ask you this question because I watched it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? I don't know if we've ever specifically discussed that I don't really speak Spanish. So I had to watch it with the YouTube translator, which I know enough Spanish to know like this is fucked up. This is like not super accurate, but it was accurate enough that I can pick on the words. For the most part, I understood what they were saying. And the stuff that I couldn't, I could piece together by what was accurate in the subtitles or like context. Like I get it. So like I wasn't lost in the movie, but I was like, oh, shit. Okay.
In my defense, when I picked this movie, it was on HBO Max and it had English subtitles.
Right.
So I was like, under like, okay. Because Casey doesn't know Spanish. By the way, do you have any issues, Casey, following the plot of the movie?
No, because art transcends. And so do Wikipedia translated summaries. Regardless, I did take 3 years of Spanish back in like high school and college.
Doesn't mean nothing.
No, I lost all of it. I was in one class. The last Spanish class I was in, she only spoke Spanish in the classroom. And I was doing great. I understood everything she was saying. Not even halfway through, a quarter through the semester, she got let go. And so our class changed to a fully online, which meant Google fucking Translate, baby. And I got away with it. And it was great. But that means I don't know any sort of Spanish anymore because when I was actually challenged, the challenge went away. So Jesus sent me a YouTube link. I did not have the translate on. I put the movie on 2x speed and I just watched it unfold. And it was incredible movie.
And
we were texting back and forth and she got it.
Yeah, I was like, I think you could get what's going on visually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember when you brought this movie up, I looked it up and I was like, oh, it's available to stream. Like, oh, okay, easy.
It was
I'll
available
get
to
it.
stream.
And then at some point, I checked again. I was like, wait a minute, I could have swore like I had a link or something, and then I just had to find it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's
So
all HBO Max.
my bad, but
No, but
also not so much
No,
my
it's
bad.
not your bad at all.
Yeah, because I mean, I think this is something we'll get into. I assume it's why it comes. But I love movies in Spanish. I love movies that are that take place and are filmed in Mexico, because it's. I mean, isn't it funny that Spanish is something that slips away so quickly and easily? Because like my dad speaks to me in Spanish, and I speak to him in English. There's like plenty of bits about this, and still I can't. I think it's partially confidence. I don't have the confidence to speak in Spanish.
I feel like Mexicans, depending how close they are to you, will make fun of you if you speak Spanish.
Oh.
The closer, the more they love you, the shittier they're going to be to you about your Spanish.
Why do you think I didn't say the title of this movie?
First of all, that's assuming that I love you.
Okay.
Hold the fucking on. All right, I think we're ready to start this movie, but let's get into the background first. So, Sexo, Pudor y Lágrimas, that's how you fucking say it. No, just kidding. With a budget of 2 millones, that's 2 million pesos. Box office of 115 millones pesos. It's going to be hard. Directed by Antonio Serrano, edited by Samuel Larso. By the way, we like saying the editors because unsung heroes, like those
Absolutely.
editors,
Thank you.
make or break. Yes. Make or break the movie. So, yeah, I always like to say the editors. Starring Cecilia Suárez as Andrea, Demian Bichir as Tomás, Susana Zabaleta as Ana, Víctor Hugo Martín as Carlos, Mónica Dion as Maria, and Jorge Salinas as Miguel. This is the first time that I know butcher any names. My God, I'm very proud of myself. They were all in Spanish, but still.
Excellently done. But yeah, you said 2 million, and I was like, whoa, what a tiny budget. And then you said 2 million pesos. I was like, oh my God, what a.
Yeah, like it was a tiny budget. But this movie ushered, I'm going to say, the second golden age of Mexican cinema. Like, and after the movie, there was a lot of really good movies, Mexican movies. But you can kind of see it in the acting, how they're mostly theater actors. I feel like a lot, they act like they're in stage. They don't act like they're in a movie sometimes.
But you know what? That made it great for me. So
It did. It did.
Love it.
And I have a worst actor ever in mind.
Oh, I do too.
To any, but any of my Mexican friends and family, and specifically older Mexican friends and family, are going to be mad at me for this. But I have a specific person in mind. But anyway, let's start the movie. So, first of all, we start with this kind of artsy-fartsy opening credits. Way better than the speed credits, I'm going to say.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah.
It was slightly faster. Like, I feel like the music, I didn't like the music. Sometimes I liked it, but it felt very telenovela. I feel like they had one little tune and they just stuck with that the whole fucking movie.
Say the soundtrack to this movie is inappropriate at times.
Dude, like, I don't know how to feel about this. There was like heavy fucking shit happening on screen, and then you get like, no.
It's also ska, right? Like it's a ska soundtrack that I was like, is this?
No, hold on. No. You'll get to that. I love that. That specific scene is my favorite scene. Spoilers, that's gonna be my best scene ever. But like, and okay, so I gave you both homework to listen to the song Sexo, Pudor y Lágrimas by Alex Intec. He's kind of a creep. We don't like him anymore. But that song was everywhere. And I this morning was listening to my 90s playlist on Spotify just based on that song, and like, yeah, memories. But by your face, Casey, I don't think you heard that song. You hear it in the movie. It's a sad montage of Carlos and Ana. But anyway, we start with Ana, and I think they're moving in, or she's bringing in groceries. She's yelling at Carlos. Carlos is meditating. He's an intellectual. He's like beyond the corporeal. Anna's horny as fuck. Anna is so horny. Flirting with they're hot. The hot.
They're movers, right? I think.
I don't know if
he's carrying groceries.
He's holding groceries. Yeah.
I don't know why.
But
yeah, whatever.
We need two. Not only two men to do it, but one really muscular man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly for groceries. But they immediately start fighting, and Anna says, "I'm his muse." Is in Spanish, and the other guy say of the hunky mover or grocery person, and he's my muse or muse too. Haha. But like immediately, like I feel like you didn't. Like again, you said it, Casey. You didn't really need to understand Spanish to understand what was happening. He doesn't pay attention to her. He's writing. He's a writer.
He's a little Carrie Bradshaw.
Ironically, writing.
Yeah, this is Sex in the City.
See, why? You told me that, but first of all, I don't think I've seen more than 5 episodes of Sex in the City.
I don't think I have either. But, Carrie Bradshaw writes articles about relationships. He seems to be doing the same thing. They both have curly hair. That's all you need.
Fair.
That isn't it?
Fair. But yeah, ironically, he's writing an article about relationship, not knowing what it is. He says something about... I'm
sorry, that's such a man thing to do. Regardless. Anyway, I'm going to move on.
to do a job that he's not qualified for at all.
The lack of self-reflection.
He talks about how strong women make impotent men, right? That's what he's writing about.
Yeah, he's saying that the more successful the woman is, the less attractive she becomes for him, and her success castrates the man, and that's what he's writing right now.
Damn, the church would love him.
You're not wrong. So that's Carlos and Ana, and then we cut to Miguel and Andrea. I really thought Carlos and Andrea were problematic. Goddamn. Miguel and Andrea.
Oh my god, the drama.
First of all, they're in traffic, and she's wearing this kind of feather pink boa. You loved it, Casey.
I loved it. I want to find that jacket. I want to buy it right now.
I was gonna say it was like a whole not a robe or a coat, but it was almost like a nightgown kind of. Again, I don't know what you'd call it.
It's like a feather-lined blazer is how I have it in my head.
Yeah, like a thin, and it's all fashion. He's not having it. I think he's in marketing or something. But he's like suit and all that. But yeah, like it's immediately she gets off like very dramatic. She just runs away, tries to get into a cab. He grabs her. He's kind of violent. He's embarrassed because she was like that with the boss or something. I don't know. I think they're going to the party at this time. I'm unclear about the timeline.
It seems really early to be going to a party, but I'm pretty sure you're right because I think that's the next time we see them.
Yes, because I missed that until I saw it this time, honestly. But he says something like you're gonna be so early, we're gonna be sweeping the floors. Party, Casey, if you go to a Mexican party and they say like go at 8 p.m., you go at 9:30 p.m.
Actually, what's a great question is what time does your family start Thanksgiving and or Christmas, if those are holidays you celebrate? Because I think that's always something, right? Is I've met other families that are like, oh yeah, we always start our Thanksgiving dinner at 10 a.m. or 11, and I'm like,
yep,
I'm not getting there till 7 or 8.
Yeah, no, we start late, and like, yeah, we celebrate Christmas Eve, not really Christmas.
That too, yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, we eat at midnight, and then we open our gifts at like 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning. And that's when you're 10 years old. At then.
God, I'm so white. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know, right? And then cut back to Carlos and Ana.
Wait. I thought this is when we get Maria getting picked up at the airport. Don't we get that first?
I think it's no. Okay. It's a little bit later. Oh no, you're right.
Yeah, because we.
Oh, you're right. I completely missed that scene.
Yeah, she gets picked up by a little Red Riding Hood, a slutty little Red Riding Hood. Is that what it was? I don't know. I was watching it 2 times speed, so it went by real quick.
Yeah, you're watching it faster than me, and I missed that scene. But yeah, we very quickly get introduced to Maria, which up until this time I saw it, I realized that Maria is Miguel and Andrea's Tomás to Carlos and Ana.
Very good.
Then we'll get to Tomás.
Good job.
I know. Hey, I didn't get it. But good thing you pointed that the airport, because this is when we start seeing a lot of Mexico City.
I was gonna say, you were getting a lot of shots of what the city's. I don't know if you're going to talk about that later, but Mexico City, what a character,
dude! I went to Mexico City last month with my dad, and I hadn't been there in almost 20 years, or maybe more than 20 years. And it's weird because it's the same but also different. But it's like it's a city that doesn't really change much.
Not at all.
I feel like it's New York City. Like New York City, obviously constantly changing, but it's the same. The vibe is the same, and that's why I like movies or TV shows set in New York, because New York is always a character. You said, Aristotle, like movies in Mexico City is a character.
I think I went to Mexico a year and a half ago, and it was the same thing where like you see the buses and I'm like, that's still the buses. They still look like that. Yeah. I've ridden that bus so many times.
Yeah. And the taxis, yeah.
All of it. It's
amazing. And we'll get to more Mexico City. But yes, after Maria gets picked up in the airport, then we get to back to Carlos and Andrea. Carlos and Ana. And I was being goofy. She had like the Groucho marks. That's like the glasses and the nose and the mustache and all that. But she's being goofy. Carlos again being an intellectual. Blah 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 blah. They're fighting. She's trying to be nice, but while they're fighting, they also see across the street on the other side of the building, Miguel and Andrea fighting. So they're both fighting. I like that we immediately establish the geography of where we're at. And I like that a lot. Like I honestly, knowing that this was a play first, I can kind of see the stage. I can kind of see the stage being divided in two. And then the one is lit and it's one apartment, and the other one is lit and it's the other apartment. I can kind of see that happening. Apparently, Carlos and Ana are waiting for someone, and it's the best character ever, Tomás. And if someone sees now that we have YouTube Shorts, I bleach my hair like Tomás.
Is that why? It didn't. Okay, I was like, wait a minute. I didn't even click. Like, oh my god, what?
No, midlife crisis. That's why. But no. Like, I mean, honestly, I've been bald for forever, and whenever I started growing my hair, people at work freak out. Mm-hmm. They're like, "You have hair? What's happening?"
No, you were called like a fake bald guy. Like you were like an imposter of like, oh my god, no, you can still grow hair. Like.
I have a friend who's bald, a coworker, and it happened twice. That because I'm always wearing a hat also. So when I take it off and there's hair, suddenly there's hair. You don't see it grow. So the first time he saw me and the face of betrayal. Like he's like, you have hair? How dare you?
This is a choice for you. Mm-hmm. It's not for me.
But also like I'm bleaching my hair, like, and it doesn't work. I can just shave it, like low stakes, and like it was orange for a while, but I was wearing a hat, so it's fine, whatever. But now it's kind of how I look. So yes, I have.
It looks so great now. Like you've perfected it.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. But yes, I have Tomás's hair. The man Bashir. I want to talk about him a little bit. That guy is fucking awesome. He's a big movie star. Like you've seen him in stuff here in the United States.
First thing that comes to mind, if I may, is Alien Covenant, which is a movie I love and think he's incredible in.
Yes.
Even though he's very, it's very short that he's in.
Yes. But he's incredible in everything that he's in. Casey's looking it up. You'll see. Yeah.
I am looking it up.
But like it's an amazing thing to see Mexican movie stars make it outside of Mexico.
Agreed. I also forgot because I also just looked it up. Hateful Eight, another movie.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's so.
I haven't seen it. I don't want to watch it. I do. Okay, hold on.
Tangent. Let's go.
I am gonna watch it, but I'm saving it because I'm either gonna love it or hate it. That's Quentin Tarantino to me.
Yeah.
I either love his movies or I hate his movies. Once Upon a Time, hated it. Pulp Fiction, okay with it. We gave it a worst movie ever, but
Yeah.
it's Pulp Fiction.
I don't like Pulp Fiction.
Why the delay on Hateful Eight, if I may?
It's kind of like when you have a really nice bottle of wine or of like a whiskey, and it's expensive whiskey, and you're kind of like a special occasion or when I'm in that mood. And I love it. Whiskey the same to me. I love it or hate it. I feel like it's gonna be something like that, and it has to be an event for me.
I get that. I'm also realized as soon as I asked it, I was like, wait a minute. I actually still have not seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So actually, who am I to ask? But I love Hateful Eight. I
only want to rewatch it because of I think Walton Goggins is in it, and I'm obsessed with him. But from what I can remember, it's been a while since I've seen it. But I think, from my opinion, when I first watched it, it would make a better play than it would a movie.
I don't know about better, but I agree it would make an incredible play.
Yeah.
Have you seen the original Hateful Eight?
No, I don't. I guess how many discussions have you had about Hateful Eight before? Because there's something I want to reference. That's a.
Oh, it's fine. It's okay.
Have you seen The Thing?
Yes, and I've seen comparisons to it. Yeah.
Okay, because The Thing is one of my all-time favorite movies, and it's like
I agree.
It's his Western.
Casey,
I love The Thing, and so
do you not know what The Thing is? No. Do you not know what The Thing is, Casey?
I don't. Is it horror adjacent? If so, that's why.
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a horror.
No. Don't buy that, Aristotle, because Casey says, "Oh, I look horror," but she likes American Horror Story.
You and do the exact same thing where you're like, but you like American Horror Story, and I'm like, but there are no jump scares every single time.
Well, I agree with that. I think jump scares and I want to say psychological horror, but that's not what I'm talking about. It's I like movies that don't have jump scares.
Yes.
But that are scary because they're I don't want them to be too gross like Terrifier, but I like them to be fucked up and like in a questioning, like, wow, why? How did this happen?
The thing is that.
Okay, I'll take your word for
it. I don't think there's any jump scares in.
Yes, there's one. But it's great.
It's a movie that does not rely on jump scares to scary.
No, it's earned. It's earned. Yes. Anyway, there might be shit.
Yes.
One of my greatest achievements in life is to bumping into him in my old high school in Mexico. He was doing a play, and I was in boxing, so the gym, it wasn't a big school, but the gym and the theater was kind of the same thing because we just gonna box there in the backstage. And I was there boxing, and I saw this guy checking out the theater, and I'm like, "Can I help you?" And like, "Oh, you're Demian." And like, "Oh, you're for the play. You're here for the play." Yeah. Okay, cool. And that was it.
Still, what a beautiful moment, because he's such a cool guy.
He's such a cool guy. Anyway, and he's a cool guy in this movie. Tomas, he's a little extra. He's very tragic. I don't know, Casey, in your 2x speed, if you've noticed, but like the movie does telegraph how he's gonna end up a little bit.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You knew. I was like, this is not gonna end well for him. Not at all. Especially, spoiler, when he sleeps with Andrea, I was like, game over. He's fucked. This is no.
He's the horniest dude. He's hornier than Anna. But also when Tomas arrives and Anna is like all over him in front of Carlos.
So happy to have this other person that's not a like nose in the air intellectual, like somebody I can finally fucking talk.
Yeah, but
fucking talk.
Well, yeah, fucking and yes, exactly.
Spoilers.
So we got the introduction, then it got to the party later that night, and yes, I think it's the same night because I think Andrea changed, and now she's kind of in this like black dress,
she's wearing like black tie formal, and everybody, it's like a costume party.
Yes,
and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
The costumes. This is peak. You could get canceled for this 1999 Halloween costumes.
This scene to me is the opposite of the Legally Blonde scene where she shows up to a completely serious party in like a bunny costume, like a slutty bunny costume. I was just like, oh, this is crazy. This feels not great.
But yeah, we see because they meet the boss and he's in full on black body and like cannibal. I feel like he was dressed like a Loco Valdez. I don't know if you know who that is, but he was like a famous Mexican comedian in the 60s, 50s, and he was the Tintan's brother. He's another Mexican. Like it was like this family of comedians, and he had a character that was blackface. It was the 50s. It's still bad.
Different time.
Different
Not an
times.
excuse, but
No, it's really not. But yeah, no, this whole party made me a little uncomfortable. But we kind of cutting back and forth between the party and Andrea and Miguel, and then the apartment with Carlos, Tomas, and Ana. Tomas is already fixing the door that was broken that nobody had fixed before, and like. And Anna's still pissed. She's still yelling at Carlos. Carlos is ignoring her, and they're fighting, and he gets a little physical. They're just very conveniently and looking away, just sitting on the opposite side of the couch because who comes walking in? You have skinny ass, butt naked, or buck naked? Tomas.
That was crazy.
Yeah, we had a whole... Yeah.
That was crazy. I was like, what is happening?
I feel like I've done this.
I feel like this is I haven't done this and I haven't experienced this, but I have seen this in I feel like mostly either Mexican movies or movies in the 90s where people are very comfortable being naked in front of each other, or I guess not that comfortable because he yells at him, but Tomas
is comfortable.
Yeah, he's very comfortable, but just like I don't know anyone that would be that comfortable like, you know what? I'm going to get their attention by being naked.
He wanted to cut the tension. He wanted to be the distraction. He kind of succeeded. Well, because like I feel like he wanted Carlos to be angry at him and not at Ana. He kind of wanted to defend Ana a little bit, and yeah, that happened. But then he goes to the shower. Because we haven't really said, but Tomas apparently has been traveling all over the world, and he said he hadn't showered in 5 days.
Disgusting. Get your dirty ass off my fucking couch. Horrific.
White couch.
I agree with you, but this is just a more fun a fun side question. How many days non-showering is too many?
2.
I feel like it depends. When I was younger, still living in Mexico in my youth, I would probably want shower in a week.
Okay.
I would like do a little spray of water, like the armpits and stuff. But my thought back then is that I didn't sweat much in Juarez. Juarez, the dry heat. Here, I have to shower every day. I sweat a lot here. Like, also, I'm old, so I'm not that as gross. But yes, I feel. So now I would say I agree. Yeah, 2 days.
I asked because I've been given shit before, but that I'm not a constant 2-dayer, but it's like if I'm just home and I'm not gonna see anybody, and I'm gonna work out tomorrow, so I'll save it for tomorrow.
Yeah, it's fine.
I can feel it. I can't start my day without a shower. I have to take a shower every single morning. I support that. It's been almost 2 years since I have left the house without showering first. 2 full years.
Try it tomorrow.
Absolutely not. No fucking way.
Is Nikki still in town? Try it tomorrow.
No.
Anyway, we cut to the elevator scene, and because Tomas, is showering. Ana leaves the apartment in a huff, and Carlos goes after her, and she gets in the elevators. The elevator's always broken, and they get stuck. And I fucking love the framing of that. It was great. Like I drew it. Oh, no one can see it. But yeah,
that's a great sketch of it. That's like,
I agree. It's almost like I'm an art director.
Yes, it was beautiful, and it helped establish good information
for later. Yeah. And the sequel is still relevant information, by the way. That elevator. There's a sequel.
I saw that it came up, but I did not watch it.
Which is also not available anymore. It used to be available. I wanted to see the sequel.
What is I want to hit up HBO Max and be like, what's your beef with this movie? Why'd you take it down? What happened?
I know.
Who pissed you off?
Seriously. Because the sequel takes place 20 years later. It's about their children. Yeah.
Whose
so
children?
You follow.
Whose children? Who had kids together?
There are thoughts about that. But yeah, everyone's back except obviously Demian Bichir. But I know we spoiled we spoiled the movie. It's fine.
Well, okay, we'll get to it.
We'll get to it. But we are back at the party. We're cutting back and forth.
Is this where we get the awesome cocaine scene?
What did you text me, Casey?
The entire thread pulled up right here. Let's see. Damn, doing coke like that is crazy. That's all I said. Just like a full-on line of just like and then move. Like it so fast. Like cafeteria style. Go for it.
Efficient, but also
pro.
It was out of a piece of paper, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I was.
Yeah.
I was like, how? What?
Like, yeah. She's a pro.
I feel like you could easily take too much or too little. Like it's not scientific in the slightest.
I don't think that's I'm not having that experience myself at all. I don't know if that's a thought being scientific or not when someone's doing coke.
I think you definitely, if you're trying to get high, you don't want to take too little. But like you cut it in lines.
I don't know. Okay, Miss Expert.
Why do I know this?
So I don't know. Why do you know this? Is there any more Casey lore coming up?
I've never even seen coke in person. I just know these things.
Aristotle, what? Listen to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre episode. You get some pretty good Casey lore.
See, I didn't even see that on the feed. Is it out yet?
Yeah.
Because the Thing, Texas Chainsaw, Pacific, like I can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 with Matthew McConaughey and
that's why.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yes, I will listen
because I'm like Casey might have grown up in that town.
Yeah, it's crazy Casey lore in there.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Before we get to the cocaine, we do get a brief shot of Tomas in the shower, like almost fetal position, singing to himself. Is this kind of when you felt like, oh, this is bad?
God, there are so many problematic things I could say right now, and I think I'm going to try my best to not say them. But yeah, no, you knew it was going to be bad.
I can always cut it. Like
things you're gonna say are problematic, or you're gonna say something about something that is problematic?
No. The things I would say are problematic. For sure. But God, I mean, okay, I get crying in the shower. I get it. I've been there. Who hasn't, right? Especially when you're staying around other people. It's overwhelming. But like, I don't know. How old was he supposed to be? Get your shit together. Go to therapy. Figure it out.
Well,
therapy didn't exist in the 90s, by the way.
Fair enough.
Not only did it not exist in the 90s, I think we can attest to like I assume for the most part Mexico does not believe in therapy. Definitely not in the 90s.
Fair enough.
No, there's a meme of your parents will believe in el duende, they won't believe in therapy. What is that? Anyway, we're at the party.
Yes.
And this is where Miguel and Maria re-encounter. So Maria was in the party because that's the friend that picked her up. She was Little Red Riding Hood. She was going to the same party. Also, Maria is gorgeous. Like I don't know. Growing up, I didn't think that, but then I see that as a grown up, like she's really pretty, and she calls herself ugly. Like that's her trauma. What?
Anyway, I just want to know why she was dressed as a college professor at this fucking party. Like, she just, like, looks like she's, like, in the anthropology department, like, teaching courses.
Okay, so she's a zoologist.
Yeah, so close enough.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, isn't she a professor? Like, wasn't she also traveling the world?
See, you don't need to learn to know Spanish.
The costume
to know
department, chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Knocked it out of the park. She looked lame as fuck.
Yeah, she did. No. Like, the actress is really pretty. I hate Maria with a passion. She sucks.
You can have your
She's
opinions.
the worst.
That's totally fine.
Okay, whatever. Wait, who do you think was hot? I forget who you thought was hot. Someone I was judging.
Who?
I don't remember.
Question mark?
Later.
Andrea? The fucking model? Gorgeous?
That's also really pretty. Yeah, obviously they're gorgeous.
No, easy.
Yeah. But I was saying, like,
in today's age, one would absolutely get more swipes than the other. I'm just saying, if you're talking about standards of conventional beauty, I get her. I get her trauma. I understand it.
Yeah. But I'm saying, now I think she's pretty. Whatever. I'm moving on. God damn. Maria and Miguel are talking. And they're talking about, I don't even fucking know what they're talking about, but it's
can I give you
like
my
she's like being a zoologist, intellectual, and I'm an instinct, and you will call up, but I want to get to the part where they're in the pool, and then they see Little Riding Hood and the werewolf make like full on having sex next to the pool.
I was like,
That's a good
is
party.
this Eyes Wide Shut? Like, what movie are we into now? Like, what is happening?
By the way, we might watch
I
Wide
do love
Shut.
Eyes Wide Shut, so like I would be okay with that.
1999 movie. I've never seen that movie.
I feel like
1999.
that wasn't actually that crazy for that kind of party. Like, given how much everyone was drinking in the costumes, I was like, that makes sense. Good for them.
And this is a
Good for
work
them.
party. That's a work party also. That was the boss.
Oh my god. I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah, they all work together.
That's scary.
Well, actually, I was confused by that. I didn't pick up on I'm just going to call it Little Red Riding Hood going to that same party, but I was like, why is she there? Like, what are the chances? How did this happen?
And she was the one with the werewolf or the wolf.
But is she also friends with Miguel?
She might be a coworker.
Yeah. They seem to just be in the same
because she's kind of,
but not.
she kind of disappears. She kind of disappears after that.
From what I remember from their conversation or you said you wanted to give
Yeah. Okay, Casey.
He just seemed to be doing the whole like poor pitiful me bit and like trying to get some sympathy, trying to get laid, but like not really care about getting laid, but just like, I don't know.
It was pretty much the conversation Nicolas Cage was having on It Could Happen to You. We watched It Could Happen to You, Aristotle. It's not a great movie, but it's a rom-com. Nick Cage in the least Nick Cage ever. Like it's super like I'm in so many downers right now. I'm not even I don't know what's happening. Yeah. But he pretty much he's married and he wants to get on with someone else, and all the whole conversation is about how he hates his marriage and all that. So kind of happening this.
I remember it also being about how they were young and had like all these creative dreams, and he wanted to like make a movie, but then now he's working at this ad agency with all these people he doesn't, or I guess didn't like.
Yeah.
But now he's doing coke with all these models or whatever. He's
pretty much a more intense Schmidt from New Girl.
Okay, what did you say fuck Schmidt for? What's your beef with him?
When did I say that?
If you're comparing Miguel to Schmidt, that's pretty fucked up.
Well, no. Like that he's in marketing. Like he's kind of like in this like job that job part of it. I fucking love. I love
Wolf
Schmidt.
of Wall Street.
Perfect.
I said more intense.
Miguel and Schmidt cannot be in the same world. They're not.
Okay, fine. I'm sorry. So now they're in the car. They're back. They're going back from the party, and it's Miguel and Andrea fighting, and then you see like a kind of cartoonish reveal of Maria is also there now. So apparently she's staying with them. I don't get why. I guess because Little Red Riding Hood was off with the werewolf guy, but then where was Maria supposed to stay? I didn't really get all of that.
I didn't get it either.
Which is weird.
No clue. Couldn't tell you.
I think he did offer, or she asked, like it was something kind of like, okay, yeah, like you can stay with me, sure.
Yeah. Going back really fast. There's a scene of Andrea singing, like drunk singing, just belching out mariachis. That was great. I like identify with that so much. I don't know if Casey see me that drunk, but when I get tequila drunk, I'm singing Chente. Like that's gonna happen. I'm not a good singer, but that's happening. Somehow I feel like Mexicans just know Chente songs. It just happens. It's magical.
Come on, really quick. We got a cat. We have a cat feature.
Oh yeah, you got a cat.
Do you have anything you want to say?
Rosie?
This is Ivy.
Rosie?
Fuck you.
Ivy? Sorry. Yeah,
you tell him.
It's an orange cat. They look the same.
Okay, she's done. She made her feature. She made her debut.
Happy to admit, Ivy.
We'll get a meow later.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, so then after the party and the car and all that, cut back to Carlos and Anna's apartment, except there's no Carlos. Just Tomas and Anna.
Before we even get to that, though, I have to point out, because I had to like go back and rewind it a little bit, that we get this it just stood out to me and was really funny. A very quick, short, zoomed in shot of the mosquito. It went by so quickly that I thought, am I watching a fan edit of this movie?
I feel like that's a 90s thing.
But I was like, we didn't even need that. It didn't need to be there.
No, it was weird. I think they just I think they were just filming and they accidentally got a zoom of the mosquito and like leave it. It was great.
It was funny. I had to go back to be like, what the fuck was that? Why was this here? Sorry, I just really had to point.
No, but yeah,
Glad you clarified, because I was like, maybe I missed something. Maybe I just don't know what is being said. Maybe there is a deep conversation about mosquitoes. No clue.
But so speaking of sucking, Ana is Ana and Tomas get it on.
Stuffed animal. What the fuck? Can you please explain the stuffed animal to me? Please, for the love of God.
Cirilo. It's just Cirilo. That's his name. I don't know. He was just there.
Give it to him. Okay.
I feel like that was a quirky 90s rave guy kind of thing of him to have.
Yes. The movie tried to give Tomas and Ana like quirky things. They had like the Lockhart thing that just kind of happens twice, I think. And then Tomas has Cirilo. So I feel like they tried to, I don't know, it was a little like just put stuff there to make him a little more relatable and quirky and cute.
Also a representation of how he's stunted. He never grew up.
There you go. You didn't empathize with Tomas?
Surprisingly, no, I didn't.
Right. Neither did I. I was livid.
But like real question, like, did you guys empathize with any of these characters?
Andrea seemed to like have like an actual realistic story that I could understand. Andrea went fucking through it, man.
Yeah.
I, without going into too much detail or making it, I also don't want it to be ominous, but like this movie hit pretty close to home in various ways that I was like, God damn it. I can't, like, what are the chances? Holy shit.
Damn, that sucks.
It does, but it was also great. Like I loved watching it because it felt like it was supposed to be funny in some of these scenes that I'm like, it is funny. Yeah. Like some things suck to go through, but they're funny objectively.
There's a lot of Mexican humor in this movie. There's like somebody asked, I just lost his name. God damn. Guillermo del Toro. Someone asked Guillermo del Toro about death. Like, how do you make death funny? And he says something, I'm paraphrasing, but he's like, I'm Mexican. We have a close relationship we make fun of death. So we make fun of everything. We make fun of our tragedies. So I feel like this is a very tragic story. The whole movie is tragic, but it is funny. There are funny moments in this. And one of the reasons I wanted to watch this movie is because it hits close to home in very different ways, in very different stages of my life.
Well, I know, because I heard one of them, I think in the Speed episode, that I was like, whoa, did you record this before or after knowing we were going to watch this movie? Because holy shit.
Wait, what was it?
You told the story about your uncle that fell down.
Bro, that was crazy. Yeah. That was insane.
I know. No. I honestly forgot about that.
Because I was like, no fucking way. Is that why he wants what?
No, I was like, oh my God, did Jesus make this up? Did he pull it from this movie?
No, because we recorded that episode on last Saturday.
Yeah.
So and I that was a quick edit. Like I released it on Sunday, but we usually did. Yeah. But thank you. But no, like I was 15 when the movie came out, 14, 15. I thought, first of all, I saw things around my parents and grown-ups around in my life that similar to this. Like my parents got divorced around this time. And second of all, like because of that and because of this movie, I thought this is how grown-ups are supposed to behave. Like I thought that was like in my early mid 30s, that was going to be my life. Luckily, it wasn't for the most part. But like I was like, and I think it deals with heavy shit like infidelity and what happens in the next scene where there's a sexual assault with Miguel and Andrea, and they're married, but it's still like a really tough scene. And also equally as tough is that Maria is in the background watching all of this. Casey texted me all caps.
Bro, that was fucking crazy. I was like, what is happening right now? Holy shit. That was nuts.
That whole scene, happening pretty early on in the movie. Was nuts. And I think especially because of that like intro animation title card thing and the music around it. I was like, no, I feel a little bit betrayed by that because I was expecting something like much more lighthearted than what I'm getting right now.
For real.
It's like, whoa.
Yeah, no, that I feel like the 90s, man. I feel like it was a lot of experimentation. What's that French movie that's kind of like quirky like that too? Amelie. I'm thinking like Amelie is not quite there yet. Amelie's like I think 2000, 2001, but it's getting there. And I feel like it's that type of like heavy shit, weird quirkiness around, weird choices, very weird music choices. But it feels like it feels like an experiment. This whole movie, like it feels like it's trying new things, and they don't always work. But yeah, you're not wrong. It was a little bit of like this scene is early on too real.
Also, I know we were just talking about some heavy shit, but I also want to point out, like, I'm glad you brought up Guillermo del Toro, and it wasn't me because I knew it was going to come up because I love him with a passion. Ugh. Couldn't not bring him up.
No, I wish we could watch. We should watch Kronos. That's one of my favorite movies.
Got a devil's backbone. God damn it! I can't show you the tattoo right here. It's right.
Oh, I kind of see it. Is the boy?
Yes.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Casey, have you seen any Guillermo del Toro movie? You haven't.
I've seen him in the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode.
Oh yes. Not Pan's Labyrinth.
Actually, no, I haven't seen Pan's Labyrinth.
Wait, he's seen Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Jesus, are you a fake fan?
I'm not a fan. I told you I don't like It's Always Sunny. I've told you this. You know this about me.
But like, why did you go see them live?
Neither.
I haven't seen the one
Shape of Water.
The Shape of Water. I still haven't seen that one.
I haven't seen Shape of Water either.
I really gotta get with
it. Same reason as Hateful Eight. Same reason as Hateful Eight.
The only one I haven't seen is Nightmare Alley. I just keep forgetting it exists. That's what I've heard, and that's.
But have you seen Guillermo del Toro in a toothpaste commercial transforming into a werewolf?
No, but that sounds cool as fuck.
He had a VFX company for a hot second in Mexico City, and he got one project, which was that. And there's like a 1994, 93 Guillermo del Toro acting in the commercial, and it's great. It's so
Googling.
Yes, it's great.
You know what? I have seen Hellboy, but when it came out, so I was incredibly young, and I shouldn't have seen it. But yeah.
Great movie.
I haven't seen it since I've had
Ron Perlman one.
Yeah,
because there have been 2 new Hellboys, since
which I refuse to watch because of Ron Perlman is a perfect Hellboy in my eyes. Anyway, Sexo, Pudor, Lágrimas.
Yes.
So after the horrific scene, I'm glad we took the Guillermo del Toro detour. Cut back briefly to Carlos, Tomas, and Ana. Carlos is back from a run, or I don't know, something. Work? I don't know. You think they're going to catch them, but they're already like, they're done. It was a quickie. And Maria is kind of looking at that scene, and then she's kind of lit, kind of very, very noir, like with the blinds and the lighting. I like that. This movie had great like composition. Like I like a lot of the cinematography of this movie. But then that's when Maria and Miguel are talking, and then they also, I don't know how this guy just likes to fuck in very horrible ways.
Literally crazy.
Yeah. Maria and Miguel suck. We hate them. And then very abrupt. Cut to the next day, I guess, and is Ana, I guess she's a director or something, and got Ana and Tomas in a car. But we do get a little bit of, I think it's Ciudad Universitaria. I think that's the UNAM. But a little bit more of Mexico City. I do love that you have like the stadium. You get the Aztec dancers or the Mexica dancers. Casey, like those are things that you see in Mexico, just like in a corner somewhere. You see in Juarez, in my hometown, North Mexico, you'll see in a corner like full on Aztec warrior dancing like in the corner. Like I miss that. I miss things like that.
I want to say like it's just like I almost want to say it's like the same kind of thing you would see a group of teenagers almost, or like people practicing something, like they're just around.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a weird ass commercial of there's some I feel like they're dentists or doctors or something, doing running stuff, Olympic stuff. I don't know. It was weird.
That's funny. I thought it was Olympic athletes dressed as dentists or like the other way around.
Either way, fucking weird. And one of the models is like, am I doing it right? And then cut to Tomas and Ana full on making out. Bad at her job. And Carlos is like somewhere in the distance.
He's practicing his investigative journalism.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's a journalist. See, this all makes sense.
Yes.
Wait, I wonder, was this a thing for... Did they all work together? They don't with Miguel. No, they don't. I feel like it's like I feel like when movies and shows do like... They're in advertising. And then it's like they don't know clearly that they don't know what advertising is. It's just like a catch-all job.
Yeah.
But then we got to this fancy restaurant with Miguel and some of his coworkers. He's always working. For some reason, Andrea is there, and then Maria gets there, and Maria is full-on victim blaming Andrea. I had to tell this to Casey. I texted Casey.
This is spoiler. This is kind of a spoiler alert. Just like watching for like my awards later on. Just watching the scene between these two women, I was just like, God damn it. Like, this is hard to get through because one is so much better than the other. Like, this is just so painful. They're not even on the same level, it feels like at all. It just...
No, Maria sucks.
Yeah.
I was going to say Andrea sucks. That's to piss you off, but no, Maria sucks.
Fucking say that shit.
But yeah, like, obviously, Andrea's not having it, which is good for her, but she's not having it. She goes to the bathroom, and then this random argument with two ladies. I thought it was killer. That was kind of funny.
Like, is that like a foil? Like, what was happening there? They're
arguing kind of the same thing. The lady was crying, saying that the husband is clearly cheating on her. The other lady like, well, you should cheat on him too because he's cheating on you. And then she says that I told her that she has, I don't know how to say this in English, but she's the frijol. Bean boobs.
Okay.
I feel like that's the best way I can translate it. But yeah. But I feel like that was just there to give Andrea an idea, but because then Andrea later cheats with Tomas. Unclear. But I feel like it was just there to give it a little bit of levity and flavor to like it. And like this is compared to New York City, Mexico City. It's like if you just sit or you just stand in a corner, you'll see a lot of stories happening around you. Like people are talking and shit is happening, and you know there's weird characters. Like when I went to Mexico City, like that was happening all over. I feel like this is kind of like that. I don't know. There's a lot of back and forth between after this. Tomas, Carlos, and Ana, and they're kind of fighting, and Ana is dramatically packing awesome overalls Ana was wearing.
Oh yeah.
I feel like Ana's fashion throughout this whole movie was awesome. It was great. Yeah, so they're fighting. Carlos wants obviously for Tomas to leave because he's confronting them on what he saw. And at the same time, on the other apartment, Miguel, Maria, and Andrea are also fighting, and kind of the same thing.
Oh, we skip past that. She comes back from the restroom and she sees, I think, Miguel and Maria are kissing, or are they just hugging?
I think they're hugging. I don't know.
Kissing, but no, Carlos did see them. Never mind.
No, Carlos did see them, but I think in that instance, I'm not excusing it because they're pieces of shit. But Miguel and Maria weren't doing anything wrong.
I think there were like kisses on the face, like kisses on the cheek, but like you're like, this isn't friendly.
Too close.
Yeah.
Too close. Yeah. Then you get a dramatic after that in an apartment. By the way, beautiful apartments. You get a dramatic scene of Andrea in the balcony, just like very, very telenovela. No.
Incredible balcony.
And Maria behind her.
Yeah.
Have you ever talked to someone looking like that someone is looking that way and then you're behind them talking to their back of the neck? As if like I've always wanted to do that. because it always happens in movies and TV shows where they're just talking to the back of their head dramatically. But I always wanted to do that. I would like want to imagine that there's a camera in front of me.
There's no way it just happens naturally, right? You know, like, I'm being dramatic.
Yes.
Can we do that, Casey, one day when we can?
Yeah, no. Next time I give you a really stupid project start, we'll do that. We'll like do it in the office.
I just thought Casey will try to manipulate me this way. She'll start a call with,
No.
I'm so fucking pissed. I'm so fucking, I can't believe she started this call today. I thought she was canceling the podcast today. That's my first thought. Like, they gave me this job for you. Like, okay. And then I immediately stopped her like, I bet it's not going to be that bad. And it wasn't.
The ethics of men, I think, are terrible. Regardless, I was very pissed. I was like, Jesus, I'm so sorry.
Very dramatic. I appreciate it. Hey, I want to be manipulated sometimes. Creatives need to be manipulated by account.
I'm just trying to feel your feelings for you, actually, is what I'm trying to do.
No, I appreciate it. No, it's not nothing wrong.
I'm not actually empathizing. I'm just like doing the work.
Yes. Which is what account do.
Yep.
You snake.
Haha.
So they're all very dramatic, and then Tomas is about to leave. He gets on this orange truck, orange and full of oranges, driven by another. I guess this is a cameo. I think this movie's a lot of cameos, but this is a Miguel Galvan, who's a comic that passed away a while ago. Very famous comic, but he's the one driving the truck. And Miguel is about to Tomas is about to leave. Carlos decides to stop him. You know what? It's fine. Because he's they're in the street. This is where Carlos and Miguel start talking also, right? Or is that later?
No,
this is a little bit later.
I think it happens like all of this, like because all of the guys kind of like
it's around the same time. Yeah. So what happens is that they're all fighting, and somehow because hilarity and plot and script, the guys end up in one apartment and the girls end up in another apartment.
We do get a shot of Miguel just randomly going crazy on a punching bag. That's just coincidentally.
Yes. You did tell me that.
Yeah, I was like, what? Like you have this
in their bedroom
balcony that you could put it on, but no, it's in the bedroom. It tracks. It fits his record of having a fucking punching bag in his bedroom.
See, it's a more intense Schmidt, I tell you.
Take it back right fucking now. I swear to God, Jesus.
But when they're in the street, it's another great shot of Mexico City. Like Mexico City as a character. Like I honestly forgot when I went to Mexico, but I wanted to find that corner.
I think it establishes that street really well. And like I hadn't thought about it, but that it makes a lot of sense as a stage play, especially that scene.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You can see it like with lighting. Yeah, I love it. But yeah, so Miguel, Tomas, and Carlos end up in one apartment. Ladies in an apartment. There's a really funny shot of when Tomas and Miguel are going to the apartment. You just see just a bunch of ladies carrying Tomas's shit, I think, and some dogs for some reason. I don't know. I was confused. But it's later that night, and Ana, Andrea, Maria, they're drinking. Tomas, Carlos, and Miguel are in the apartment being lame. And the lady, honestly, the ladies are having more fun. Yeah. And they do have more fun later on.
Hell yeah.
But they're acting at the peak of theatrical, a stage acting. Like this is where I see them in a stage being monologuing, because it's just all monologues, this whole thing. And they're talking about how men are assholes and simple creatures, and Maria is talking about the three truths about men, blah 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 blah. At the same time, the guys are like talking about women and the worst. They're all like kind of the same thing. While this is happening, the important part is that you see them, the girls, stringing bras and panties. And like, Casey, do you kind of know what's going to happen? Like, do you like, what the fuck is happening?
I just thought, I was like, oh, they're just like trying to fuck with the guys. Like, they're just, yeah. I thought it was funny.
It felt very middle school. Like
For sure.
you're right, Aristotle. But you're right, Aristotle. Like after the sexual assault scene, this doesn't feel like this is the same movie.
Though they touch on heavy stuff, and I appreciate it later. But the tone of the movie is not very
All over
consistent.
the place. Yes, all over the place.
A lot like the character Tomas. Just saying. He's up, he's down.
He's
You're
a
not
wild
wrong.
and crazy guy.
You're not wrong. Oh man, I love this apartment. I'm just looking at the apartment. I want to live in this apartment.
In Miguel's apartment, or I guess Andrea's apartment? Or,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I think it's Andrea's apartment. Because Carlos' apartment, we found out later, is not really his apartment, it's his mom's apartment.
Yes.
Cringe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And we find out later also that the mom is pretty much, is that the same cat?
No, this is a different cat. This one has white on her.
I know.
Mm.
That's Rosie.
Yeah, this is Rosie.
Okay.
Hello, Rosie.
We had Rosie in the podcast in the past. I forget where there's a episode I put the meow somewhere in there. So yeah, so the girls are kind of fucking with the guys. They show them the panties and then they close the blinds real quick, and they're like about to put a show. That's kind of like the whole thing. And I forget what else they do. Oh, by the way, the lady, the helper with the bangs, with the very 90s amazing bangs. Do you not remember that? There's a fourth lady with the girls. There's a fourth one.
She's like cleaning and tidying around.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, she's a cleaning lady.
I remember her. I don't remember the bangs particularly sticking out, but
It's very 90s bangs. It's like full on, like it does a whole circle the front. It's
Holy
amazing.
Shit.
But they're fucking and with the guys, and the guys think, oh, we're gonna get a strip show, and they do get a strip show because the girls invite the stripper guy.
Hell yeah.
This guy was a professional.
he was a hunk.
He was working it.
Oh, yeah.
And I really enjoy the guy's very exaggerated reaction to this guy. Miguel and Carlos were like, no. Tomas was all for it. Like I loved, Tomas was having fun. So then it's the next morning, and then this is the other scene that really pissed you off, Casey, of Maria and Miguel, because for some reason Maria goes to the apartment of the guys to pick something. I don't know, whatever, and Miguel is there half naked, and yeah, she's kind of like
She's not a girl's girl.
wanting more. She's wanting more Miguel. She's not.
I think, which it was surprising from that earlier pool scene, because it seemed like I felt like we were getting like, oh, she's like a very strong and outspoken woman that's also intellectual and world traveled and da 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 da, and like someone that would have said something during the sexual assault scene and then doesn't, which was like such. I mean, all of it was hard to watch, but that was like such a letdown. Like, girl, you could stop him. That's your friend.
Yeah.
And then sleeps with Miguel after that, and then wants to sleep more with Miguel after that.
Yeah.
I don't think Miguel is good looking. Like, I really don't. I know.
He was a little hunky.
No.
He's attractive.
No.
He is.
No, he's not.
He is.
No.
He is.
No.
Of the three of them, he's definitely not the worst.
Definitely not the worst.
I feel, and Nita didn't really agree with me, but I feel like Carlos is the better looking of the three.
Anyway, let's move on.
Wow, hot take.
Yeah, let's move
apparently
on.
Hot takes by me.
This is gonna be a fucking debate. Oh my god.
The Mian Bichir is hot because it's the Mian Bichir. Like, it's just like personality, everything.
Yeah.
But the Carlos, I forget the actor's name, but he's the better looking, I think. I don't know.
I think you're
I don't like
think you're
Miguel.
wrong.
Okay, fine. fine.
He's got like the nerdy curly
Anyway.
hair. Like, it's not styled well. I mean, but it fits
Yeah,
him.
I just wanna do that. Like, take off his glasses.
He's also just so like he's just so dumb. Like he's the intellectual one, and I appreciate his like Buddhist philosophy, but like I get being insecure, but to not be having sex at all with your wife
crazy.
is
No.
like
I'm talking just
look. Well, I think that just his whole character brings his attractiveness so far down. We can't even.
Okay. Fair. Yeah. Because he's what I like to call NPR intellectuals. Like, I bet he read one Buddhist-ish book and he said, I'm an expert now.
Yeah, that tracks. I agree.
But so we're cutting from Miguel and Maria to now the pair that I didn't expect, Andrea and Tomas. Didn't see that one coming.
I feel like we saw it. I saw that one coming. I had kind of expected them to all be trading at some point. But
this is
Maria and Tomas never speak.
Yes.
And I have a theory why Maria and Tomas never speak. But I'll get to that later.
I mean, that was going to be my only fun fact that I have for this movie is the fact that they never speak to each other throughout the entire course of this movie.
Wild.
Yeah. They're just like actually
Are they
the same person, just different spirits, different.
Well, okay, spoilers. That's my theory. Like, yeah.
Wait. Who again never speak?
Maria and Tomas.
The third person that comes into each relationship.
Yeah.
The people that come in and fuck shit up. They don't actually
they're the
fuck
same
shit
person.
Up. Yeah. But
they're
yeah.
They're
because it's the same character, just split in two. But yeah, it's the same character.
Yeah.
So they don't need to speak. Yeah.
Right. But you're saying you didn't see Tomas and Andrea.
Yes.
Because I assumed this was going to be like she was saying in the women's party how there's 3 types of men, and I felt like I was expecting at some point for Tomas and Andrea, Anna and Miguel, and Carlos and Maria, given their archetypes.
Which one did I really want to see together? Carlos and Andrea.
Oh, you said
Carlos and Andrea, I think would have been peak, like top tier, perfect couple.
They're too similar.
No, I think that's what would make them like so great together.
No, I think they would bore each other. I feel like, hold on, you and Samuel are not similar, so I feel like that tracks.
At our cores, we're incredibly similar. That's all I have to say about that.
Oh yeah, yeah, but like Andrea, no, I don't know. I don't know. I'm glad that they didn't end up. I'm glad, spoilers, that Anna and Carlos kind of fixed their relationship at the end.
Yeah, sure.
And they do explore a little bit more of that in the sequel. Kind of spoilers for the sequel. The ghost of Tomas is kind of still haunting them. It's not literally. He doesn't actually appear. But like, for some reason, they're living in the same apartment 20 years later, which could happen. And the elevator is not working, but she doesn't get in the elevator ever.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah. And then at the end, she does because she gets over Tomas. Sorry.
That also reminds me really just elevators. Oh my God. But in the Speed episode, you guys talk about a hatch in an elevator, and it's funny enough, I've heard in another podcast that doesn't exist. Not only does it exist, like people that work in elevators advise you never.
Yeah, no, don't do it. No.
Damn. Okay. Look, I said it would be a democracy. I said I would take.
I said I would stop you. I said I would stop you.
Okay, but like, you want to ruin democracy? What if everybody votes yes? Yeah. What are you gonna do about it?
I'm still gonna stop you.
Oh my God.
I didn't agree to democracy. You said democracy. I said I'm gonna stop you. That is very clear to me.
From podcasting, I've learned more about elevators than I ever thought I would, and that they're actually, in case of a wire snapping, they're supposed to be designed in a way.
There's so many safe,
there's so many safeguards, but even if that does happen, the pressure is supposed to build up between the ground and the elevator that it doesn't like explode.
That makes sense, yeah.
Like it does in a movie.
Yeah.
Man.
The Mythbusters did tested that if you could jump at the nick of time, you wouldn't get hurt, but it doesn't really help. What you should do is just spread around to maximize your area, and then
crush all your bones.
Yeah,
crush all your bones.
Exactly.
Equally. Anyway, back to the movie.
Yes, this movie.
So yeah, Tomas and Andrea are getting on in the kitchen. There's a little creepy, cutesy scene of Anna is sleeping and Tomas kind of sees Anna, and this is where Andrea grabs Tomas.
Really quick, hold on.
And then they go to the kitchen.
Question. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Did Anna ever express to Andrea like that she still has feelings like for Tomas? Like, was there any of that, or was it just like, yeah, we just fucked because it was fun?
No, I don't even think they discussed that.
Okay,
No.
all right.
Because Anna's all for Carlos. Like, Anna's like, and she's like, she always talks about and later when they're getting all sentimental, Anna's like talking all about like how she misses the Carlos that she fell in love with.
Okay.
And that's the whole thing.
Okay. You know, I just wanted to make sure I could still be an Andrea stan, right? Because if Andrea knows that her like bestie in this moment of her life, right, is like all for this guy and she sleeps with him, you know, like
I don't think
not a
Anna,
you know,
like when Anna sees them in like spoilers, because at the same when they're fucking, Miguel comes into the apartment.
Crazy
Coincidence.
Crazy.
Also, at the same time, Anna gets up, and then Anna goes to the kitchen and catches Andrea and Tomas before Miguel eventually catches them. And Anna's understandably pissed, but she's not like jealous pissed. She's like, dude, what the fuck pissed. Yeah. But I don't think there's any feelings.
Thomas is going to be Thomas, you know?
Yeah, Thomas. So then we get, after this, again, separate scenes. This is where it's a stage of the girls talking about celibacy and fuck men, and the guys also talking about celibacy and fuck men. Fuck women. Well, once let's fuck men, but then like shut that down real quick.
They're also all very chill. Like, I know that they're pissed, but they're way more chill than they should be about like, dude, you fucked my wife. And I guess we're still just gonna hang out.
Whereas like you have like the start, right? They're like fighting in public spaces, like with their significant others. But then like, oh yeah, like we can all like live together. It's totally fine. What the fuck?
Actually, I feel like the fighting in public spaces is common. Like what you said earlier, that if you stand around in Mexico City, you're gonna see shit like that. Like,
even 100%.
That first scene when they're like running through the cars, I'm like, I know I've never.
We almost skipped that scene. Best scene of the whole movie.
The running to the taxi and stuff.
Ska.
Well, but it just seems like such a hot Latin blooded thing to do that it's like, yeah, of course you're gonna fight in the street.
Some stereotypes are true. I agree with them. But yeah, now Miguel catches Andrea and Tomas, and then they start fighting, and everyone's fighting, and the fight spills to the street. I don't know what the fuck Carlos is. He's still running somewhere. He went off to for a run. But this is where we get like an almost 360 view of the street again, and you get the ska.
You get the ska, and
amazing.
I was thinking of it the whole time. I was like, is this where the Avengers got it? Like that whole like we're gonna go all the way around and see everyone.
It was very Avengers. Like, yeah. It was so good. But then after this is when they start talking about being celibate and all of that. And they I guess they both agreed separately, boys and girls, to be celibate from now on. I think 2 weeks. I forget. Okay, timeline's unclear, but I think 2 weeks to a month pass from this to the end of the movie. It's like time passes. A lot of time passes. Also, unclear what Maria is doing there, because I thought she was just visiting. She's just there now.
Just there.
Yeah. Huh.
But you do get a fun scene of Miguel, Tomas, and Carlos in the rooftop, all dressed in white because they're celibate now. Again, Carlos read one Buddhist book and then he thought, this is how I'm going to do things.
Sometimes it's all it takes, especially for Buddha. It was one book, and you know what? I've got it from here.
Spoilers for the sequel. Miguel gets Me Too'd, and the authorities are looking for him. And we find out that he's a guru, so we find him like full beard and like all white. He has a cult somewhere in Mexico.
Holy shit, that's incredible.
So yeah, that's in the sequel, I think. I don't remember, but I think that's what happens.
Good.
But they're trying to meditate. Carlos is kind of like teaching them to meditate, and they're like, "Nah, fuck this, not for me." There's like a fake fight between Carlos and Tomas. At the same time, Maria and Nana are also all in white. Somehow they both decided separately to just dress in white from now on. I feel like this was also a very Mexican thing to do. There's a lot of Buddhism in Mexico. I don't know if you know this, Aristotle, but one of my favorite events of the whole world, of the whole history of world, that really actually happened, and I told this to Casey a lot, she's sick of this, is in 2008 in Mexico City, a whole group of emo kids and a whole group of punk kids, and then fucking Hare Krishna,
Save the day.
yeah.
I
love that event.
I remember it well. I remember the emo wars.
Wars, yeah. But the girls are somewhere in Mexico City. You see a shot of two towers. They're very famous towers. And when my dad kind of told me, I always like those towers. That's in the Museum of Antropología, and it's like a really big park. It's a forest of Chapultepec. My dad likes to walk, and that day we walked from Zócalo to here, and that was 13 miles.
Oh my God, yes. I can see the map in my head thinking like, there's no, why? Whoa, what the fuck? Holy
yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Congrats, because that's...
No, I was pissed at the end. But we stopped there where they're having the chicharrón. Oh, so good. The street...
Oh, yeah.
Mexican street food, Casey. Like, if you go to Mexico, just go for the street food. So good.
Wrote it down. No.
But they're having a discussion about like, oh, I'm sick of this celibacy shit. I feel like at this point, weeks have happened.
Knowing this group, probably not. It's probably been a fucking day.
I was like, it was fun. It's funnier to think that it was a day.
Yeah.
That like, I can't handle this. What are we doing?
Timeline is unclear.
Yeah.
But they're having their street food, beautiful park. You see the Voladores de Papantla in the background. Do you remember, Casey, those pictures that I took of the guys hanging from ropes?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's that.
Wow,
that's exactly that.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's the same exact place. I think that. Those guys have always amazed me, and they're hanging from their feet and ropes, and they look bored.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, but yeah, at the same time, Tomas and Carlos are fake fighting. At one point, Carlos thinks that Tomas jumped off the roof, and then Tomas kind of like, surprise. So you kind of know maybe he's a little not like they know he's But this is when you get the sad montage of Carlos and Anna's relationship in the past, and you get the Alex Sintek "Sexo, Pudor y Lágrimas" song. And again, you get a lot of like Mexico City places. You get like there's a really cool bookstore. I remember that picture of the library. That's in this a little bit. There's just a bunch of cool Mexico City stuff. And then you end with, again, the two apartments. You get Carlos and Tomas in one, and then Anna in the other one. And Anna's looking at Carlos. And then very not so subtly, Tomas just fades into. Because honestly, Tomas just wants to fuck, but Tomas knows that it's Carlos and Anna.
Yeah.
Like, he knows that.
Have we already...
He's in love with Anna.
Has Carlos's mother already showed up to like fucking grab something from the apartment? And like Tomas freaks out because he has a stuffed animal in his face. That happens.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit after that. Yeah.
We also have this scene where Maria confesses things to her husband, or like, I guess, whatever happened.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if because you texted me that, and because right after that, we see Maria talking to her husband. I think he's in England or San Diego. I think he's in England.
Yes, he's English.
Yeah, he's English. But she's acting in English. Again, this is like very stage acting to me. I say that not being an actor, like, yeah. But there's something. I don't think she confessed that she's like with Miguel. I think they just had issues before, and she's trying to get him back. But this is where Anna takes a Polaroid, like weirdly, just takes a Polaroid picture.
She's up in all of her friends' business, taking goddamn photos of them. Chill out.
Yeah.
Worst time.
Yeah.
God, so uncool.
It really is.
Just.
They're all confessing, blah, blah, blah. And yes, this is where you get after this mom visiting Carlos' apartment.
I think, is this also the part where Andrea, I think it's actually later, where she starts to like discuss the difficulties of dealing with that sexual harassment and the baby doll thing.
I think it's a little bit after. Yeah, so yeah, I wanted to get to that because Casey.
I don't know what the
me,
fuck's going on with these goddamn baby dolls.
Okay, so you'll find out.
Okay.
It's
wait.
sad, but it happens a little bit after that. Because yeah, you get this cameo from this very famous Mexican actress. She's been forever one of the best actresses in the world. She acted like shit here. I hated her. Like I just like no, I didn't like it. Worst actor ever. But yeah, this is where Tomas freaks out because she grabs a base and Cirillo's inside the base. And this is where kind of Miguel and Tomas find out that, or actually just Miguel finds out that this is actually the mom's apartment. And she's actually financing their whole thing. Like I don't think he works. I don't think Carlos works.
He's writing. He's just not.
He's a writer. He's an artist. He's not a seller like Miguel. But yes, then after this, you get the just Andrea spilling her guts to her friends. Of every time that Miguel was with her, it felt like an abuse. Like she never really enjoyed any of the time, and like she was hurting her. And it's a whole thing of like she can't have kids. And this is why she has a lot of dolls, because Miguel would give her a doll each month. So all the dolls are Miguel's gift to her to make her feel better, but this actually made her feel worse because he doesn't get her.
My fucking God.
And now Casey is crying.
No, I'm like laughing. That's just fucking... Why would anybody think that that's a good idea? Once again, Sex and the City. I haven't seen the show, truly. But but Charlotte isn't able to have kids.
Have you not seen that show? Have you not seen the show?
I don't fucking know anymore. But her husband, who she's not able to have kids with, gives her a cardboard baby. And they fight about it in front of her friends. Of like, no, this is incredibly insensitive. This doesn't help. And I feel like Miguel's doing the same thing. Of like, I'm just going to give you a baby doll to just like constantly remind you of this thing that is very painful for you.
Yep. It's exactly what's happening.
Constant reminder. And I feel like this is actually the scene where does it make it okay? It's not, it's still a weird thing to happen in a movie with this tone, but I appreciate that they address that, like, this is fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm fucked up over it. Like, they're talking about it, they're listening.
Yeah.
And so like that felt almost as surprising as the initial scene, just because I feel like for the 90s we never got that. There's almost, Back to the Future. There's no follow up on like the rape.
Yeah, no. I guess like I say, it's cathartic. There's growth with them. I feel like they kind of accept a lot about each other in that scene. They're all still in white. Cut to Tomas in the club, just
crashing
spiraling
out, big time,
spiraling.
Embarrassing.
Yeah, he's like, that's just when you get the like, you think you're 20 but you're 35 and hitting on 20-year-olds. But yeah, he's just drunk. He's hitting on girls. He's being pathetic. He gets kicked out of the club.
Being pathetic and super obnoxious, and like gets on the tables. Like,
yes,
no,
he gets kicked out for a reason.
Yeah.
He actually gets at one point one girl to dance with him, and very immediately says something inappropriate to her. He's like, "You're not that pretty, so you have to kind of work for it to have sex with me." Literally says that to her.
My fucking God.
So yeah, he's crashing, and then he goes back to the apartment, and we see Ana outside of the Carlos like building. She's not inside; she's like outside, just thinking like maybe she wants to go up there. I don't know. But Tomas is not in a good place. He's very drunk. He wants love. He kind of tells Ana, let's get away together. Let's just leave. Let's like you and I. And Ana's like, no, I'm with Carlos. But And Ana's like, let me help you out. let's just go up. And the elevator not working again. And they go up the stairs and he's like, just hug me. So Anna hugs him. And at the same time, Carlos opens the door and he gets pissed. This is the first fucking time that Carlos shows some passion, like any sense of feeling. Like he's gotten angry before, but I feel like this is like he's actually feeling something. Wrongly, he's not correct. But yeah, Carlos and Tomas kind of get into a fight. Miguel is kind of like in the background, still kind of sleepy, just around. Carlos just throws Tomas out of the apartment. He's like, get out of here. And then you see Tomas walking out to the elevator, hits a button.
Does a little hand sign.
And then does the lock thingy. And then just kind of does a very dramatic I'm falling into the abyss. And yeah. No, the story of my uncle, not on purpose. It really happened. And crazy that we got an elevator scene speed, and then we got a very different elevator, kind of similar, but different elevator scene.
The 90s ruined
I could have told my uncle's story here. Yeah, literally. This is why I'm afraid of like elevators.
Yeah.
I don't like
Otis Company was not happy.
So Tomas kills himself.
Rest in peace.
Also, I feel like a very 90s thing to happen in movies. Very dramatic.
To kill yours? To
I feel like
end your life?
Yeah, no, I feel like characters would like kind of out of nowhere. You got a little bit of Tomas not being in a good place, but that felt a little bit out of like just happened. You kind of said it. This movie tone has been all over the place. So sometimes it's funny, sometimes very heavy. So yeah, but it does feel like a very dramatic 90s thing to happen. One of the characters dies in this rom-com. Is it a rom-com? I don't know. Is this a sad rom? It's sad rom.
I think drama is like perfectly right in the middle.
Yeah.
Because they're also so dramatic.
They're so dramatic. Then cut to a little bit later, I guess days later or whatever, we're in Carlos' apartment, or Carlos' mom's apartment more accurately. And he's going through Tomas's stuff. He's looking at his diary. I feel like I had a very similar diary somewhere in here, but in French. I've talked about this before. I have a very angsty Jesus diary.
He paints words.
All in French. Shut up. I didn't say that. Shut the fuck up. I once told Casey that I don't really write words. I draw words. Like so that's why my handwriting is really bad. That was why. Not that I draw words like that. Fuck you.
Still my favorite thing to fucking misquote.
Boo. So yeah, Carlos going through Tomas's stuff. We learn that the sister is gonna pick them up. We get Maria and Andrea saying goodbye. Maria's leaving, I guess, for San Diego. They're outside in the street. This is what you texted me, Casey. Like, they're still hugging. They're still cool with each other.
So confused.
But yeah, Maria leaves. And Andrea... Oh, we find out that Andrea is getting a job. So she's actually working now. She's being independent. And then Andrea goes up to Miguel's apartment to pick her stuff. Like, she's leaving Miguel. She's leaving the fucker. Good. And there's a little bit of back and forth of like, you think she might stay, it might happen because Miguel is kind of like begging her a little bit, but no. She's like, nah, I'm done. At the same time, Anna is in Carlos' apartment picking up her stuff. Apparently she also left. And then she's about to leave. Carlos gives her the article that he wrote. And it's called Sexo, Pudor y Lágrimas. He said it. And she's like, Sexo? What do you know about sex? She says that. He gives her Cirilo, the bear, the metaphor, Casey. And then at the same time, they're like, can you forgive me? Again, him talking to the back of her head. I want to do that one day. Can you forgive me? And then she turns and she says, what are you looking at? And he says, your ass. Which, no, not true, because she's looking at the front of her. But anyway. That was a callback to the beginning of the movie. Yeah, and they have full-on sex in front of everyone. In front of Cirilo. Also, you could have like close-up of Cirilo watching them. And that's how the movie ends. Oh, wait, no, that's not how the movie ends. The movie ends with a very slow, not a 360. Like, it goes out like twice. Like a That was a double 360 720 of the whole series, which again I loved because you see the architecture, you see I love film and I love how perfect it is, and you see the little spots happening over it.
Yeah, you don't quite get that same experience on YouTube, but I will take your word for it.
I also saw the spots on the YouTube, the film spots, the like you could see wherever the transfer happened, and I thought the same thing. I was like, oh yeah, this was shot on film. Cool.
Yeah.
Take your word for it.
See, Casey, back in the day.
Yep.
That's the end of the movie. How are you guys feeling? How are you feeling, Aristotle? I always ask Casey, but how are you feeling, Aristotle?
I was really happy to see them back together because I think I'm a hopeless romantic, and I don't know that that's necessarily even healthy for them to be back together. But I was just happy that it was that they could be mature. I don't know if, in the second one, I don't know, did they end up being mature? But like, we can look past this.
Yeah, in the second one, you do get some lines of, if I remember correctly, the daughter saying how they always like kissing each other and being like that was embarrassing and like it's so cute. Again, Tomas's specters around still like haunting the relationship, but yeah, they pretty much have a happy like marriage.
One of the things I still don't understand, and I think maybe it's a subtitle thing, maybe I'm trying to read too much into it, is like, why is this dude so celibate? But at the same time, if she's constantly giving him shit about not being able to have sex, I don't think that I would be able to either. If I'm constantly being critiqued that harshly, oh my, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
She does say at one point that he told her that ejaculating is like sneezing.
It's like the same thing as just like wiping my nose. It's just a physical thing.
It's just whatever. I'm beyond the physical. And I'm like, that motherfucker. Oh, fuck you, man.
God damn.
Casey, how are you feeling for the whole movie?
I'm just happy my girl Andrea got out of there. That's all I gotta say. Jesus, how do you feel? Nostalgic. Like I said, I kind of like the city. Like I love seeing the city. I grew up with this movie thinking that what I've grown up was gonna be. Luckily, like I said, not so much traumatic, but it's very realistic in a few things. It's turned up a little bit to 11, but there's some like it's kind of like magical realism. Like there's magic to explain the reality, and here's like the theater to explain that reality. Because I can definitely see this as a theater. But yeah, no, I was afraid that you weren't going to like it. I will find out if you like it later or not. But I feel like to me, it was surprisingly enjoyable. I was one of those movies like, am I going to hate it now? But no, I actually did enjoy it. It was for me. It was a fun watch. I will say, and I tried to do my like senior thesis on this in school. I know. sorry. The representation of love in media and how it distorts and like warps things. Come on, give me a break, man. Sorry. Okay. But the idea, right, of like love being this like crazy, erratic, highly emotional thing, right? Like you're smitten, right? You fall in love rather than like it being a choice and something that can be deliberate and like logical and intentional. And I feel like that this movie is just like the epitome of like bad representation of love. But for that reason, I think it's really good because it like gives you like all of the bad in like just one fell swoop of 2 hours. So what you're saying is that if you would have known about this movie, you would have used this movie for your thesis. Honestly, yeah, probably. This would have been really great for my thesis, yeah. Yeah, it's a good, yeah. Go back and... Yeah.
I'm not arguing it, but I hate that I'm even like I have something to bring up. That I 100% agree with you, but at the same time, like we were saying earlier, there's some annoying truth to the hot Latin blood thing that like that actually came up in an episode of Modern Family. I want to say I don't know. I saw a clip of it where Sofia Vergara is explaining to Phil Dunphy that like, if you love me, you're gonna yell at me. That's how I know you love me. And it like it doesn't make sense to him, but like the madder you get, the more I know you love me.
I will.
It's wrong.
I will flip it a little bit. Aristotle. Like I won't say it's not the Latin hot Latin blood. It's a repressed white blood.
Yes, that too. It's
That was good.
I'm being facetious, but like, and there was a culture shock moving here. I moved here almost 17 years ago, I think, or 16 years. I don't know, a while ago. 17 years. Oh, fuck, 17 years ago. Fuck, I'm old. That there. I always gonna say this. For the most part, I'm 80% Jesus in here. I'm 100% Jesus in Mexico. I'm 80% Jesus here. There's a lot of things that I don't express myself because they're the stereotype and people aren't used to it. So yeah, despite my being very loud and you know, that's not all Mexicans. Like I'm an extrovert in some instances, but like my wife is very much an introvert. But there's a lot of expression. There's a lot of talk, and I feel like culture here is more, we don't talk about certain things. We don't talk about death. We don't talk about heavy stuff. We just gonna like pretend it's not there. For the most part, we don't. We also Catholic repress a lot of things. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's different ways of expression. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, let's do awards.
Let's do it.
Like I said, we have 3 awards. We have best actor ever, worst actor ever, best scene ever. Casey, I'm going to start with you. Best actor ever.
Cecilia Suarez. Easy.
Yep. I like it.
Yeah.
Same. I'm going to agree with you.
Yes.
Cecilia Suarez. And it was mostly for the scene of her singing mariachis in the party.
Interesting. Okay. For me, it was like the lunch
I just
scene
love
of like her.
Yeah.
I agree with both of you because I think she had the most to express. Like she has to deal with this really, not that they didn't all have traumatic things, but she had like the most traumatic stuff to deal with, and also got to have the fun, like, fuck you, I'm out of here at the end.
Yeah.
And
If you haven't seen this, watch on Netflix La Casa de las Flores, and it's her. It's that actress. It's the lead role. Great show. I think it's only 2, maybe 3 seasons. It's a short show. Worst actor ever. Casey, you seem very confident.
Yeah, Monica Dion as Maria. She
Really?
Yes, Queen,
Why?
give us nothing. She was just like no reaction. She was the hardest for me to read throughout the entire thing. Of like, I don't know if she's sad. I don't know if she's angry. I don't know if she's remorseful. I don't know what the fuck she's feeling. No clue.
Fair. You know what? Fair. I'm gonna get to Angelica Aragon, the mom.
Fair enough.
She was in a telenovela. She was in a 1940s movie. Like she was in a different movie. And like I said, this whole movie was very stagey and it's all over the place too. But the actors were pretty much acting similarly. She was in some, like, she was like, "Hi everyone," and she expected a grand ovation. And yeah, she was just acting for an audience that wasn't there. I might get shit for this. I hope my dad doesn't listen to this. But yeah, so Aristotle.
I feel like I'm between Monica Dion for the same reason, but also Victor Hugo for the same reason, because he plays that like stoic character so well, but at the same time, like there's nothing to do. You're just reading lines, but some of the lines that Monica Dion gives, and it could be the bad YouTube translation, but I was like, you should have said something. Especially in that party, and she's like explaining to them like the scientific approach to this. I'm like, no one fucking talks like that.
I do feel like what's Carlos's name, Victor? There's little scenes here and there that save his performance. Like I feel like the very end scene saved it a little bit. There was a lot in his eyes.
Yeah,
his
the sadness.
His dreamy green eyes. Best scene ever.
Do I start again? Am I doing this?
Yes, you're doing this.
To no surprise. Or it might be a surprise. I'm gonna call it the conga line of cocaine. I just Beautiful. It's going to be in my head forever.
Choreographed cocaine.
Yes.
It was very
No,
choreographed.
it made me laugh. Like, it was just absolutely absurd. I think it fits the vibe of this movie.
Oh, I hope we do the Congo line of cocaine as one of our YouTube short clips.
God, I hope.
I'm gonna give it to the fight in the street ska scene. Da, 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 da.
For me, it's definitely between that because it's just such a like absurd scene. As much as I felt like I was shitting on it, it was a great scene. The mosquito.
No, that was
Little mosquito. It's like I was like, "This is a great shot." I wanted to pause it to be like,
out of left field.
Holy shit! I thought mine was crazy. Are you gonna like take a screen grab of that and like make it like your phone background? Just like remember it.
I should.
Yeah.
I should, or make it the desktop background.
Yeah.
Put it on one of your frames in the background. Like
Jesus, you could
like
paint it.
Random. I might.
Yeah.
Don't tempt me.
That could be the cover art for this episode.
No, it was too weird. It was like, what the?
Like, what the fuck?
Man, should I? I might.
Noodle on it. Think about
maybe
it.
You'll find out later. Casey, Aristotle. Very important question. Solely based on this very first movie of 1999. Was 1999 the best year ever for movies? Casey.
Yes. Yep. I'll give it a yeah.
Aristotle, thinking.
I want to say yes because I enjoyed this movie, but I hated the 90s. I hated being there. I hated existing. So no, worst year ever. And of course, the last year of it would be the worst year ever.
I said solely based on this movie, but
yeah, you're right.
I'll respect it.
Okay,
no. Yay! I'm gonna give it a yes. Yes. So hey,
we love to see it.
Hey, I feel like definitely very scientifically accurate. If we do this podcast enough, we'll find out which year will be the best year ever for movies, because I add up all the yeses and nos of each year, so we'll know which one gets more yeses. So we will find out if we do this. 10 years from now, 51-year-old Jesus, God damn it, we'll find out. Hey Casey, in 10 years you'll be the age of these characters. Yeah.
Oh my God, I love this so much. This is amazing.
It's okay.
What a great note to end on.
Aristotle, seriously, thank you so much for being our first guest of 1999.
Thank you. I love doing it. I loved watching the movie. It was so like I'll probably rewatch it once it ever comes, if it ever comes back to me.
With subtitles.
Yeah, with subtitles.
Yes, accurate subtitles.
And if you have another 1999 movie, I know you hate the 90s, but please do come back. Or when we go to the 80s, because we will go to the 80s after this, I predict it. Yes, please, any 80s movies that you love, we would love to have you back. Anything you want to plug? Socials? Blue Sky?
I'm strictly an Instagrammer, Ari's Tacos, and then I think the same for Letterboxd, which I don't use. I'm not very good at, but I have it. I try to keep it updated.
Letterboxd is for nerds.
Shut the fuck up.
I swear to God, I said the same thing. I was so against it. Everyone I knew was like, you got to get on Letterboxd. And I'm like, why? I don't want to know what you think. Just tell me what you think.
What's your Letterboxd, Casey?
God, what is my Letterboxd? Hold, please. Like, what's my tag?
I have it linked somewhere. I'll link it.
Just
link it. It's fine. Yeah. Well, yeah, thank you so much. Oh, fuck. It's a new year. It's a new week. We gotta do the thing. So hold on. I didn't prepare. I completely forgot. It's been so long.
Yeah, we're rolling for a new movie. I love this. This is great.
So yeah, we randomly roll for new movies, and I do actually mean roll. This is my actual D&D setup.
I heard it in the other episodes, and I'm like, that has to be a real die.
Let's see what movie we're gonna watch next week. Look at this. We got 53. Never Been Kissed.
Yay!
Also, probably very problematic. I'm gonna say so.
Oh, for sure. I'm so excited, though.
Yes, so excited. Next week, Aristotle, make sure to listen to it whenever this comes out.
I want to know.
Never Been Kissed. Probably not problematic at all.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna be totally
looking
fun.
forward to it.
Mhm.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Aristotle, for being our first guest of 1999, and certainly not our last. We're going to have more guests. We're going to have more Aristotle. We're going to have a lot more 1999 movies. I was so happy to start with this one. A little well-known movie outside of Mexico, but certainly a very important one for my teenage years, my formative years. And we are curious, do you have a favorite movie of your formative years that maybe not so well known? Any hidden gems? We want to know. Email us to bestyeareverpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram, bestyearever_pod, and everywhere else, bestyearever. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, and follow us on Apple Pod and Spotify. It really does help a lot.